Hello and welcome, guys. Today is our second part of the 13.1 lesson. We are piggybacking off of the distance formula, and we are going to be talking about equations of circles today, and that is equations of circles on the coordinate plane. So the first thing we're going to do is we are actually going to come up with this equation, the equation of a circle, on our own. And we're going to use the definition of a circle in that. So I'm just going to draw some random circle. Say, here's my center right here. And in the book, it states that our center is A comma B. I'm going to change that, and I'm going to use a center of H comma K. All right, this is what you are going to see in Algebra 2. This is what you're going to see in Pre-Calc. H comma K we will call the center of this circle. And now I know on a circle is just the set of points that are all the same distance away from the center. And that distance they are from the center is R. So for any point on the circle, it is the distance R away. Well, we just learned about distance formula, so we're probably going to be using that. And we could say this is for any point x comma y, wherever that x comma y may be. It could be here, it could be here, it could be here. We're just going to call it the point some x, some y. All right, and now we are going to use the distance formula to write a true statement. Okay, here's my right triangle. Here is my right triangle. Well, what distance did I travel in the horizontal direction? I'm going from x to h. So this side here is x minus h. What distance did I travel in the vertical direction? Well, I'm going from y down to k. So this distance over here is y minus k. And again, if you accidentally switched it, right, if you said k minus y, well, we're going to square it. However, this is important because we are now saying the center is h comma k. If you accidentally switched it, we would have to write it as negative h plus x and negative k plus y. Just write it as x minus h and y minus k. And then obviously we can see that this third side of the right triangle is r's. This side here is the radius r. So let's now just write our true statement. The two legs, the squares of the two legs, so x minus h squared plus y minus k squared has to be equal to r squared. And this is going to be our equation for circles. It's x minus, well, this is just the x coordinate of the center. X minus the x coordinate of the center squared plus y minus the y coordinate is equal to the radius squared, y coordinate of center. Okay, and this is an important thing to note. It must have center h comma k. H comma k. Write this equation down. You are going to need this equation. X minus h squared plus y minus k squared is equal to r squared. And this is when it has the center h comma k. Okay, so now we want to find the center and radius of the circle with the equation x minus 1 squared plus y plus 2 squared equals 9. I'm just going to start by writing our general equation. All right, this is my general equation. Well, let's start just by finding the radius. I can easily see that r squared corresponds to 9. R squared equals 9. So r is going to be equal to 3. That's my radius. And now the center, x minus h. Well, here I have x minus 1. So h is equal to 1. But then over here what happens is I get y plus 2. If I have y plus 2, that's the same as y minus a negative 2. So this negative 2 is k. So h is equal to 1, k is equal to negative 2. So just state that the center is equal to 1 comma negative 2. 1 comma negative 2. And now we want to just quickly sketch the graph. I'm going to start by sketching the center, and then we'll sketch 4 more points. We will sketch those points that are exactly the distance 3 away, and we'll see how to do that. So I move over 1, down 2. I apologize that I don't have a nice graph here. So this is my center, 1 comma negative 2. And now I know I have, I want to sketch 4 other points that are the distance 3 away. I'm going to go 3 directly up, 3 to the right, 3 to the left, and 3 down. Those will be my 4 other points. So if I go 3 up, this is the point, 1 comma 1. If I go 3 to the right, 1, 2, 3. This here is the point 1 comma 4. 4 comma negative 2. All right, I added 3 to my x value. Sorry about that. This here is the point negative 2, negative 2. I just subtracted 3 from my x value. And then if I go down, I am subtracting 3 from my y value. So 1, negative 5. And then we just try to draw a circle through those points. If it's a little lopsided, that's okay. But now what we might notice and what you might want to do to check and see if your points are right is you could always plug them in and see if it works. Plug in the point 1 comma 1. See if it works. 1 minus 1 squared. Okay, that's 0. Plus 1 plus 2 squared. Well, that's 3 squared. So plus 9. Yeah, that is equal to 9. And if you plug in those other points, it's also going to work. They're all going to work in this equation up here. All right, let's do one more problem. This one is a little bit more challenging, but we are going to just think through it using what we know about circles and what we know about the distance formula. So we want to find an equation of the circle and sketch the graph. I'm going to start just by sketching it. So I have the center 0, 6. I'm going horizontally 0, which means nowhere. And then I go vertically 6. So I'm going up 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So here's my center 0, 6. And then I have the point 6, 14. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. Okay, this is the point 6, 14. And I am just going to kind of wrap it around nice and big. All right, that's just a very rough sketch. So if the circle has a center 0, 6 and passes through the point 6, 14, well, I already have the center. What else do I need in my equation? Let's see. My equation is x minus h squared plus y minus k squared is equal to r squared. So the only other thing I'm looking for is the radius. I have the center. Well, let's just start it by plugging in this point. We'll get the radius in a second. If I plug in this point, h comma k, that's x minus 0 squared plus y minus 6 squared is equal to my radius squared. Well, x minus 0 is just x, so I could just write that as x squared plus y minus 6 squared is equal to r squared. All right, and now let's use the distance formula to find what is that radius. So I'm going to draw my right triangle. What distance do I travel in the horizontal direction? I go from 0 to 6. That distance is 6. And then in the vertical direction, I go from 6 to 14. That distance is 8. I can clearly see this is a 6, 8, 10 triangle. So my radius must be equal to 10. So I have x squared plus y minus 6 squared is equal to 10 squared is 100. All right, beautifully done, guys. Hope that you enjoyed this. Hope this helps you out for today's homework. Good luck.